Hi guys, so we're just going to be doing some division questions today. We're going to be looking at some of these questions and trying to kind of work out remainders and just understand division a little bit more with shapes. So starting off straight away, we have a question. Alex makes square blocks like this. So as you can see, this block is made up of 4 different counters. We have 1, 2, 3 and 4. So we have 4 cubes within this bigger cube, right? So he makes a square from 4 little cubes. He makes 3 squares and has a remainder of 2. So let's imagine that there's 1, 2, 3 squares. So he's made 3 squares, each with 4 cubes inside of them. Each with 4 cubes inside, right? And he has a remainder of 2 as well. So there's an extra 2 cubes on the side. Pardon me. How many cubes did Alex start with? Alex started with how many cubes? So if he has made 3 squares and has a remainder of 2, we know that there's 4 cubes in a square. So straight away we should be doing 4 times 3 because there's 4 cubes in a square and 3 squares. Okay, so we're going to need this number first. So if we know our 4 times tables or 3 times tables, but we just count it, so we go 4, 8, 12, or we could go 3, 6, 9, 12. Either way around, it works the exact same. So we know that there are 12 cubes in those 3 squares, but then there's also a remainder of 2, so we just need to add that on to the end. 12 plus 2, which gives us 14. So Alex started with 14 cubes. Okay, so we're getting the idea of it. So there's another question, the same exact style. So Lucy makes square blocks from cubes like this. So let's just remember that there's 1, 2, 3 and 4 cubes in a square. Okay, 4 cubes make 1 square. She makes 6 square blocks and has a remainder of 3 cubes. So we've got our first square here, we've got our second square, our third square, our fourth square, our fifth square and our 6th square, and then we also have a remainder of 3. So let's just write that in the corner there. How many cubes did Lucy start with? Okay, so we know that there's 4 cubes in 1 square and 6 squares. So let's go 6 squares, okay, times how many cubes? 6 times 4, because there's 4 cubes in 1 square and we have 6 squares. So we're trying to work out how many cubes are in those 6 squares. So 6 times 4, we go 4, 6, no, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, and then 24. So our 4 times table, 6 times 4 is 24. And then we have a remainder of 3 cubes. That's 3 cubes left over as well. 24 plus 3 gives us our answer of 27. So Lucy started with 27 cubes. So we knew that there was 4 cubes in 1 square and 6 squares. So 6 times 4 gave us our 24, plus our remainder of 3 gave us our 27. So just a bit of reflection. Alex says when you divide by 5, the greatest remainder is 4. Now we have to explain what Alex is correct. So if you think about it like this, if we take a pentagon is a 5-sided shape. So I'm just going to draw one. Let's imagine that these are okay. We started with a house. We started with a house. So let's imagine a house. We have each of these lines represent 1 lollipop. Okay, so 1 lollipop makes up 5 of these lollipops. Sorry, make up the house. Okay, but you need 5 of them. So if we took 1 of those out of the equation, we no longer have a whole house. So we have a remainder of 4, because 4. If we add 1, gives us 5, which would make our whole house. But the most amount of lollipops we can have without having a full house is 4. So that would mean that 4 would be the highest remainder. And it's the same for any number. So for example, 10, the highest remainder is going to be 9, because 10 minus 1 is 9. So it would be plus 1, and we have the whole but what's closest to that, it will be -1. So Alex is correct, because 4 becomes before 5. So the highest amount we can have, which is not the whole number, is -1 off of 5. So that gives us